up with Caddyshack, and even though I was 14 and later 15 that year that came out, I really didn't see that till later. I went back and watched it. But if you could tell us a little bit about the difference between action and do your bit.
Yeah, Caddyshack was Rodney's. He had made a movie in 19, a very low budget movie that wasn't even really worth talking about. That
The
if it is like
the
so,
projectionist.
I'm sorry,
I said the projectionist.
the Projectionist. Yes,
Yeah.
he had a minor role in that, and it went to the art house circuit and the drive-in circuit, and it was never really seen very much. So Caddyshack, he was at the peak of his success. Caddyshack was really his first big budget Hollywood
Hmm.
movie, and when he was doing his first scene, he didn't realize that people he almost did it like he was doing his stand-up routine, and he was crestfallen because nobody was laughing. And the director, Howard Ramis, had to pull him aside and say, Rodney, we can't, the crew and the cast and crew can't laugh. You're not doing a stand-up act. You're acting in front of a movie camera. Uh, he had a lot of trouble with his first scene, coming in on the cues and getting the rhythm down. But
Yeah.
once he sort of understood that it was a different process than doing a stand-up comedy act, he was great. He was the highlight of that movie as Al Chervik, the boorish loudmouth guy who drives Judge Smails crazy.
Well, I was going to mention, of course, I was a fan of stand-up, but Easy Money was really my first entrance into the Dangerfield world outside of the stand-up. I saw it in the theater. Man, I think it was a few months after I graduated from high school in '83, and the, we may cut this part, but there was a I went with my sister to a matinee show, and there was a guy sitting across from us, and when Rodney was up the back of the house, he was up higher. The lady next door was sunbathing topless, and this guy across from us started hooting, hollering, making all these weird noises. And then as soon as the movie was over, he got up and left. And I always sat there for the credits. And as people were walking out, they're looking at me like I'm nuts. I said, "What are they looking at?" My sister said, "They think you were the guy making all that noise."
Yeah, Easy Money was a good movie. Joe Pesci was Rodney's co-star. They were not close off camera, which is surprising because on camera they had good chemistry.
Oh yeah, I was surprised about that too. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
looked like they were best of friends.
yeah. I think for Pesci it was just, another job and business as usual. And but on screen they did fine.
Yeah.
And the movie was critically did okay. It was, some critics didn't like it, but the majority of them did. And Roddy was just building on his Caddyshack character.
Hmm.
Uh, the loud, loudish guy. He was a photographer in this case, Monty Capuletti, and it set the stage for his next movie, Back to School, which he actually did some quote unquote serious acting in. And Robert Downey Jr. was in that movie, and
Yep.
uh, so that movie was his biggest moneymaker, Back to School, and probably the most critically well received of all his movies.
It's to this day, still one of my favorite comedies of all time. And I still regularly quote from that movie.
Hmm.
There's so many quotes in that movie, but
Yeah.